We're sizing up community needs and looking ahead to a busy weekend around the capital city. Welcome into the Red Couch Rewind. I'm your host, Melissa Bruner. This is where we recap those top interviews you've seen on Eye on Northeast Kansas, the TV show. It comes to you live 4 o'clock Central Time, Monday through Friday from our WIBW TV studios in Topeka, Kansas. Watch us on air or online on all of our WIBW Plus digital streaming platforms. We start today with a discussion about some needs around the Topeka community. The Topeka Rescue Mission had announced that it sought double the number of families it typically sees needing food assistance during the month of June. So what happened as we moved into July? John Roberts visited the studio to give us an update. 571 new families came to them for help in June, and that is on top of the 563 families they'd seen previously. John Roberts is here with a look at that demand and perhaps how all of you can help to meet it. Welcome to you.
Thank you for having me.
So you said this was the month of June is when those numbers were. We're 2 weeks into July now. How is July looking?
You know, July has pretty much stayed on that same pattern that we saw in June, where we are right about 50% of those June numbers, which makes sense because we've done 5 of our 9 distributions this month. And so we've just continued to see that pattern stay elevated well above where it has been.
So all of those new families from June are coming back in July?
Correct.
Are there a lot of new families on top of that now again, or has that in the new faces that been pretty steady?
Yeah, as of today, we've seen 234 new families just in July, wow. And that's on top of, again, all of those new families back in June and all the months previously in 2026. So about halfway through, you know, we're on track still for, well into 400 new families potentially this month.
What's driving that trend?
I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. Obviously, just some of the lingering economic factors, some of the cuts that have been made to SNAP benefits and things like that have just increased the demand for food security. And some of the other factors, though, here locally, I believe are with some of the other disruptions to services with some of our other local nonprofits. Obviously, there has been Catholic Charities has moved over to their new location at 6th and McVicker, and as they've done that, they've closed down for a month, and so we believe that might have been something to do with the spike that we've seen here this past month. Right,
we reported a little bit on that last night. So Catholic Charities absorbed Let's Help, and as part of that transition, doors were closed for a little bit, so folks weren't getting help there. But people sometimes do need more help than what one single organization can give them. So as they find you, in addition to what Catholic Charities is going to come back and offer, I imagine you're kind of trying to figure out, are they going to need both of us? Because now they know you're here.
Correct.
So they may need both of you now.
Correct. And Catholic Charities has been great partners through all of this, and they have for years, even as they've had this temporary closure while they moved to this new location, which we're really excited for them about. They were very generous with donating some of their perishable food and other food that wouldn't have stayed good during that time. And so that really helped us get through this busy month of June and at the beginning of July here. And so what we're just trying to figure out now is once they open up here shortly, is that numbers going to go down as people are able to spread out and access multiple different pantries, or are these numbers maybe just a trend of something larger, again tied to those economic factors or some other reason where these numbers might be elevated for some time? Absolutely, something to keep an eye on. So how do you meet that demand, and what do you need from the community to help you meet that demand? Yeah, we just really need the community to we're asking them to step up and just be generous, either with financial donations or food donations. We're so thankful that so far we have not had to turn anybody away for lack of food. So, with our partnerships with local organizations, Dillons and Harvesters and Reesers, getting some of those food donations, and then just individual community members coming and making donations or doing food drives on our behalf, we've been able to feed everybody who comes through our door. And so we are just hoping to continue doing that. And so any kind of financial donation or any kind of food that could be brought will just help us make sure we can fill our bags and get those to the people who need them. What is the type of food that people should bring to you? For people who like that tangible stuff. Yeah, the things that are most useful are always the shelf-stable proteins. So those are things like canned tuna, or they could be any kind of canned protein, boxes of rice and soups. Peanut butter is a big one. Peanut butter is something that, it doesn't have to be refrigerated. It's easy to eat. You don't necessarily need all the equipment to cook or anything with it. So peanut butter, bread, tortillas, really just any shelf-stable food item, though, would be really useful, and we will put it to use to make sure that people are getting food and not going hungry.
Northwest Norris is where the distribution center is to drop those off. And I always like to mention that if the canned items that you're donating don't have a pop top, buy a can opener and give that as well, because give somebody a can, and if they don't have something to open it, then it's not really a lot of good for them. Real quick, we're getting into a super hot week as we've been seeing the temperatures. What are some other things that you need? Because I know that you do extra hydration assistance too for folks.
Yeah, as the temperatures increase, we don't want to make sure we're equipping people with water, and something else that's really useful is those electrolyte packets, or just some of those packets that you can put into water. Just make sure fruit also, little things like clementines or oranges are good just to help people stay hydrated. And so as we get those donations in, for anybody who comes to our door, whether or not they're a guest with us, if they're just stopping by, we'll try to help them stay hydrated and stay cool.
Good ways that you can help, whether it's the Topeka Rescue Mission or perhaps a shelter or assistance facility in your neck of the woods. Appreciate you, John. Thank you. Of course, a lot of organizations provides food assistance around Northeast Kansas. We've been hearing about how many people in the state of Kansas fell off of SNAP benefits over the past couple months as well. So definitely an issue we'll be keeping our eye on as food assistance needs have grown really over the past several years. So seeing this much of an increase for one group, something definitely to be watching. Mental health organizations also have been joining forces, forming partnerships with healthcare groups to improve services for our area. Scent Topeka recently made an announcement with Caron Health to talk about one thing they are doing. Trisha Ogier-Duvall from Scent and Amber Beck from Caron talked about their new partnership. Welcome to both of you. This is kind of exciting. When you talked about what you were seeing at the clinic, Trisha, what was it that was going on that was kind of a gap?
So we see all kinds of folks from all walks of life, and kind of where we see our biggest gap is with our low-income members of the community and those who are uninsured and underinsured. And so we were looking for ways to help expand those services that we could see they needed, prescriptions, medical care, and we are trying to kind of fill that gap.
I was going to say, what is it that is falling through the cracks? You mentioned prescription medications.
Prescription medications, vision, programs, things like that aren't always covered by health insurance.
Diabetic supplies are another big one.
Diabetic supplies, sometimes the prescription is covered, but the testing supplies are not. And so we're just trying to fill in where we can and help.
And why are those things so important to actually treating a condition and helping a person be well? You think, well, eyeglasses aren't that big a deal, but if you can't see, what else is going?
Yes.
You can diagnose someone with an illness, but if they can't get the medication, then what happens?
Right. And so, consistency with medications, being able to afford them every month is imperative to making sure that you can maintain a regimen, and sometimes with finances, you have to make a choice, and we want to be able to help families make that choice, much easier.
And then where does Caron come in? What do you all do, Amber?
So we operate a statewide charitable pharmacy for uninsured, low-income residents of Kansas. And so we actually serve the state, and so we're very excited to be bringing this resource here into Topeka. So we actually have clients in over 44 counties and counting. And then we also do glasses. And so we actually make glasses right at our facility in Wichita, and we're actually going to be shipping them back to Scent to be able to provide those right there to individuals in their clinic.
How are you able to use whatever purchasing power or whatever it is that you have that you're able to make this work for folks?
Yeah. So we're an actual true charitable pharmacy, and so when they come to us, they're uninsured. They pay $10 for oral meds and $20 for insulin, and it's not per med; it's per dispense.
Is there anything that they have to sign up for?
Yep.
They
so
become a client?
They apply. So they can actually apply through Scent. They can actually call our office in Wichita, and we actually ship meds using USPS, and so we can ship anywhere in the state of Kansas.
So what is the first step in order to do this?
So first step would be to call the clinic, Southside Wellness Clinic at Scent, 785-228-2346. Just kind of let us know what your needs are, and we can start the process.
Do you want to see a person before you'll refer them on?
If they are needing an updated script, a renewal, of course we would need to set up an appointment for them to come in. If it's an ongoing prescription and it's within less than 12 months old, we should be able to facilitate that as well.
What eligibility is needed to go see your clinic?
We don't necessarily have guidelines for the clinic itself, but for this particular program, there are some income guidelines. And so we would just do kind of an intake process over the phone to make sure folks are eligible. And if they are, we'll schedule an appointment.
And that's what it's so cool, because you don't have to be any certain resident of a certain location or income or anything else. Anyone can go to Sense Clinic, and then there's the eligibility in as far as income, but what else do you look for when screening
for
people?
Care and Health, there's 3 qualifications. They must be a resident of Kansas, must be under the 185 and below poverty line, and then for the pharmacy must be uninsured, and then the vision program, they just need a current script. So if they have insurance, they can have health insurance and go get their eye exam, and then we'll help them with their glasses.
And so do you work directly with Scent, or would people reach out to you?
They can work directly with Scent, absolutely, and they can actually come to us also directly. They can call us 316-683-7559.
Just go to ScentTopeka.com.
There you go. You can find it that way, absolutely.
And you need the whole health anyway. When you think about the piece that you all play, the role that you all play, what difference is that making for people?
I mean, they don't have to worry about what they're going to choose. Are they going to choose their groceries? Are they going to choose their rent? Or are they going to get their meds? Or am I going to pick this med and not this med this month? You know, that's really why we started the statewide charitable pharmacy. We're the only ones that do what we do here in the state. And then glasses, you know what? It's a basic need to be able to see, keep your job, be able to drive, you know, and we didn't want that to be a barrier, and so that's why we started making glasses.
When did the partnership start, Tricia?
Ta-da! Today.
Right now.
Today, so we are looking for a mid-July rollout.
Okay, but hey, all of you know now.
Yes.
So you can go
Yes.
to ScentTopeka.com, get your appointment at the Southside Wellness Clinic, and voila, they're the first folks in the door because they were smart enough to watch you all here on the Red Couch.
Yes.
Yes.
How big a deal do you see this making for people? Is it about like almost everyone you see has a need like this?
Just every other person.
Really?
Every other family has a need, or a member of the family that has that need. So we want to make sure that we let folks know, and, you know, folks are able to tell their friends and their family, and we can help as many people as possible.
Making connections. Tricia, Amber, thank you so much for what you both do. Appreciate you. Scent is really doing a lot of great things to improve services for their Southeast Topeka community, and as they always have said, anyone can utilize their services. Just reach out and find out what they have to offer. We want to talk about a serious topic that has been top of mind around Northeast Kansas. It's mental health related, especially over this past summer and past school year, youth suicide prevention. It is certainly a personal issue for Melissa Owen. She founded Beacon for Hope Suicide Prevention in Emporia, Kansas, in honor of a loved one she lost who died by suicide. Several young people died by suicide over these past several months, and they kept thinking about what they could do to do more for this cause. And so Melissa and Beacon for Hope, it's been a vision of hers to start a suicide prevention conference, and it is finally going to become a reality. She joined us to talk about it alongside Jennifer Slagle, who is with the suicide prevention arm of the Kansas Attorney General's office. They are collaborating along with headquarters on the first ever Connect and Empower Con. Is that short for conference?
Yes.
Every time I read it, I'm like, okay, I can't leave that part out. What is it, Melissa? Welcome to you. Yes. Your organization, for those who haven't heard about it, how did it get its start and what is it all about?
So Beacon for Hope was started in 2017 in memory of my sister Carrie, who died by suicide in 2006. So we wanted to do a grassroots organization that was really able to embed themselves in different communities to see what the unique needs are of each community and be able to bring individuals together for support, connect them with resources, and really connect individuals who are struggling.
Melissa, by the way, talked in depth about this on our Hear Me, See Me podcast about a year or so ago. So look it up if you would like. You've started doing more and more each year. Yes. So that, I imagine, has led to the conference. Who is the conference designed for, and what do you hope to get out?
So it has been a dream of mine to bring a type of suicide prevention conference to Kansas, because it has been several years we've had one. A little over a year ago, Jennifer, she kind of cold emailed me one day introducing herself and her new role. So got to know each other over Zoom. And then that same day, she was like, sends me an email and says, if there's ever anything my office can do to support the efforts you're doing. And so I immediately emailed her and I said, hey, I have this idea about a youth suicide prevention conference, because we have been working very heavily the last year with youth and teens in Southeast Kansas and the areas around us as well. So we're really seeing the emerging trends of what we can do and provide for individuals who are serving youth to better identify kids who are struggling, get them to resources quicker, and maybe, you know, lessen the burden of the mental health system. So I reached out to her, and she's like, you know, let me ask, you know, my boss, and then Headquarters Inc. as well, who answers 988 here in Kansas for us. That was another partner that we work very closely with. So there's been three of us that have been every week coming together and really trying to bring an amazing conference for individuals to attend.
Jennifer, what is your role with the Kansas Attorney General's office?
I am the Youth Suicide Prevention Coordinator within the Youth Services Division.
And how does that work? What have you been doing, and who do you try to reach out to?
So my role is very unique in that I have a lot of latitude in what I can do in the projects I take on. And so in the last year, this conference has been a very big focus of mine. I do a lot of presentations at conferences, trainings. We have an app that we promote that youth can download to help them or a friend who are in need, things they can say, things to help a friend. And there's an art contest that just wrapped up for youth. And so we promoted that pretty heavily during the spring semester. And
now here you are with the conference.
Yes.
Who is the conference designed for?
Anyone who works with youth. So educators, law enforcement, anyone in mental health, anyone who works with youth has something to gain. We want to bring people together to network, to gain resources, to gain knowledge. Anyone who works with youth can have an impact, and that's what we want. We want people to gain from this conference.
What is the gap right now that either one of you sees, that this information isn't necessarily, or maybe it needs to reach in a different way? Maybe, I mean, it's out there, but why aren't people hearing it, and how can this maybe help bridge that gap?
What I've noticed is it depends on the area of the state that you're in, how readily they're familiar with different resources, national resources, and even statewide resources. Mm-hmm. So we've designed this conference in a very special way where all of the workshops that we have available, whatever their resource is or their toolkits is available to you, no matter what county you're coming from. So we really wanted to be able, like Jennifer said, to have, you know, individuals network together, get the information, because there are so many that I've been in situations where they haven't heard of 988. You know, youth haven't heard of 988. Some of the adults, you know, that are serving youth have, but they're not sure, you know, exactly what it's like to call 988. So we're really trying to educate on that piece too, and also what's locally in their area too that they can reach out to with their community mental health and such.
And I think also things are changing so rapidly for youth, and as adults, I feel like sometimes we're always a step behind, and just trying to keep up and keep everyone informed of the challenges youth face.
Well, we can help get them informed then with the conference. If you are interested, if this sounds like something that you could benefit from, and many of you could, August 10th and 11th at Emporia State University. There's a $50 registration fee. That does include lunch. Go to the Beacon of Hope website, hopelinks.org. That is where you'll find the information as well as registration for the conference. Jennifer, real quick, what is that app that kids can download?
Kansas, A Friend Asks.
Kansas, A Friend Asks,
Yes.
Because you should ask. It's not going to put an idea in someone's head.
Right.
But you could at least get them some help if you ask. So important. We know that there are families out there in our area that are hurting right now who have just gone through this, and we don't want anyone else to go through it as well.
Right.
Melissa, Jennifer, thank you. Appreciate you all so much.
Thank you.
Melissa and Jennifer are truly excited for how this could benefit people all around the area. So check out their website to get the registration information and see perhaps if it's something that could benefit you if you're someone who works with young people and could be helped by learning some more of this information and really just talking, sharing ideas, and raising awareness. It's something that we do all the time. We kind of mentioned in passing there, but Melissa Owen shared her journey on our Hear Me, See Me podcast. So kind of jump on over to that podcast site and look up the episode with Beacon for Hope and Melissa Owen. It was a great conversation and really learned a lot about her and her passion for making sure others are able to see the light and know that tomorrow is better with you in it. We have a busy weekend ahead around the capital city. Several events coming up July 25th, and we're going to clue you in on some of those when the Red Couch Rewind returns. Welcome back into the Red Couch Rewind. It seems everyone wanted to talk about the events that they are planning for July 25th. Saturday, July 25th is going to be a busy day around Topeka, Kansas. Let's talk first about finding some resources if we are getting a little bit older, or maybe a loved one, our parent, or maybe a sibling getting older and needing to find some resources. The time to plan is before it happens. And that's why Jayhawk Area Agency on Aging is holding its first Golden Connections Resource Fair. JAAA's Executive Director Susan Harris told us what they have planned. You said this is a new event.
Yes, it is a new event. We've held resource fairs in the past, but it's been, I'm going to say, at least 15 years or longer since we've hosted a resource fair.
So why bring it back?
Agency. Well, it's part of our 50th anniversary celebration, so we thought we wanted to get that resource fair started again, and then it is something we will continue for year after this.
So what kind of things can people find?
All kinds of things. So we have your typical resources, you know, your home health agencies, different hospice and home care agencies, but we've also got some different vacation planner agencies, things for folks that are younger than, say, 60 years old, which is what the federal government says as an older adult. But, you know, folks maybe in their 50s can find something too.
Well, okay, so we partner with Holiday Vacations, as you all know, for some of our trips here. And I'm going to say travel just starts when you hit 60. Right. So I imagine some folks are going to talk about packages that are catered just for older adults.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what other kinds of topics can people find covered?
Pretty much anything you would need. Resources for caregivers. We will also have available, many years ago, we had a book called Explore Your Options. That has come back in print again, so we will have that available for folks. We've been asked about that a lot. So pretty much anything you're looking for, 60 or older, we're going to have.
Who should attend? Is it just the folks who are 60 and older, or who else would be good to attend?
So folks 60 and older for sure, but their caregivers, grandchildren, children, anybody that has an older adult in their life that might need information or resources to help them.
Why is it important to find these resources now, perhaps before you actually need them?
Absolutely. Well, that's the most important thing is know about the resources before you need them, because oftentimes once people call us, they're already in that emergency kind of crisis mode. So if they've already had an experience with our agency or at a resource fair as such, they at least have in their mind the idea of what's out there before they get into that crisis mode.
This isn't just Topeka. What area do you cover and that you're going to be drawing from for your vendors?
Yeah, so our area agency actually covers Shawnee, Jefferson, and Douglas counties, but definitely any others of the surrounding counties, there would be resources and information for them available too.
I feel like this is kind of a growing field as well, because not only do you have the baby boomers now who are getting up to those ages, but then, like, you know, those of us who are of a certain age have parents who are getting to that age. How important is it for us to know what we can do to help mom and dad?
Yeah, it's vitally important for folks that have parents that are aging to know what's out there for their parents, because oftentimes their parents aren't the ones that's going to reach out for that help. It's us children, it's us caregivers that make those connections ultimately for
And
folks.
obviously you are there always, every day. But you mentioned it's an anniversary year for you.
Yes.
How cool is it? 50 years?
Yes, 50 years this year.
How have you kind of seen yourselves grow, evolve, change?
Yeah, so well, just the number of people we're serving, of course, has grown. Our staff has grown, started with just, I believe, 2 or 3 staff members 50 years ago. Now we have over 30.
Wow.
And a lot more service offerings than we'd had previously.
What is one thing you guys do that people don't necessarily realize?
Don't realize about us? Oh, that's a good question. I think one of the big things most people probably do recognize, though, is the Medicare assistance we provide, help for folks coming on new to Medicare. But then we also can help connect to any of the resources and services that are out there for older adults. We know who those people are that help, and we can get folks connected to them.
They know. They can
We
help.
know.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Resource Fair, though, if you're interested in the Golden Connections Resource Fair, it is coming up Saturday, July 25th from 9 a.m. to noon at Agriculture Hall there on the Stormontvale Event Center complex. Jayhawk, the letter J, Hawk, AAA.org/event-list. That's where you can find everything that's going to be going on at that resource fair. Is there a fee to attend the resource?
There is not a fee.
So hey, just go check it all out, see what there is to see for yourself, or perhaps for an older adult in your family or a loved one. Susan, thank you. Always great. Should be a lot of great information that you can find at the Golden Connections Resource Fair. Okay, now an event that is coming back for the Culture Kansas. They had their gala the past couple years. Last year, the festival portion of this kind of took a back seat as they took a break and reassessed what they wanted to do. It is back this year and better than ever. They've changed locations and they have some great things in store. Felicia Glass and Shaylin Rice told us what For the Culture Kansas has planned for July 25th. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
This is so much fun. It's an event in 2 parts, if you will. But But let's talk about the organization. First of all, Felicia, For the Culture KS, what is your goal?
So our number one goal is to celebrate all things African American. So we know that the community loves to celebrate all the little pockets of culture, so why not celebrate the African American culture as well? So it's an opportunity for us to gather over the weekend and celebrate our music, our food, our love for people and community, and just be together out loud and public.
And you know what? Love for music, community, food, all those sorts of things. I think that's pretty universal.
It's pretty
so
universal.
Why not all celebrate it together, right? Share it
do
with
it.
everyone. I love it. So night number one, Shaylon, is the gala.
Yes.
It's all fancy like.
It
So
is.
what's all going to happen at the gala this year?
Well, at the Black Tie Gala, we have Mayor Crystal Walker from Kansas City. She's going to be our speaker this year. And then we also have Lee Langston. He's the top performer in Kansas City as well. He has a residency at the Kansas City Chiefs Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes restaurant. And then we have him as our entertainment for the night. So it's going to be a great night.
Is he busy at a wedding this weekend? Just kidding. Just asking. But the whole overall hope for the evening is do you honor and recognize some folks as well as part of it, or everybody gets together?
Yeah, so there's a community recognition. We tend to honor people who are serving within the organization and doing big things. But we also raise funds for scholarships. So our number one goal is to raise funds for our youth so that we give back to our community.
I love that goal. And then the next day, everyone is invited down to Evergy Plaza. What is all going to unfold on that Saturday?
Yes, so Saturday is our festival. This year we have exciting lineup performances, we have workshops, we have a visual arts exhibit, and plenty of family-friendly activities for the community to come participate at.
It literally is all day. It's July 25th. It's a Saturday. You're starting at 9 in the morning. How does the day start out, Felicia?
So Shay is the program person actually, so she can tell you how the day starts.
Okay, Shay, back to you.
Back to me. So the day starts with, we have our fitness sessions, then we move on to a gospel hour, and then our festival kicks off from there. We have plenty of live entertainment. We have some of our locals, Topeka High Drumline. We have the mixed band, Ja'Cory Guest, who's a known person in the community. There's some of our locals. And then our headliner this year is a urban trivia game. So think of your normal family and friend game night, how fun that is. This is that times 10.
It's like not a band. It's like an interactive
It's
thing.
an interactive
Oh my gosh, I
trivia
love that.
game. We're excited to have it. Movies, TV, music, anything you could think of. It's just a great way for people to come, connect, have fun, laugh, dance.
Let me tell you, when you think about your musical guests, I've met Ja'Cory. He's awesome. I got to hear the mix a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Felicia was
we got
there.
rained on.
We were dancing in the rain. Well, we
Yes.
stayed, and my nephew just started dancing. We're like, what is
And
this
it was
going
amazing
on?
because my nieces were like, oh, and we got to dance in the rain, so they had a good time.
It was so good. So we hope it probably won't rain. It's the end of the month.
We're gonna be
right?
indoors.
It's late July. No, for the
We'll be indoors.
The festival?
The festival
where's
is
the festival
indoors.
taking place?
Topeka Social.
The festival is at Topeka
Yes.
Social as well. So I'm going to put up a graphic and it's going to say Evergy Plaza. Pay no attention. It's not at Evergy Plaza. It's going to be inside of Topeka Social from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. So just FYI, that cross out Evergy Plaza and put Topeka Social on there because that's the location for everything. So how cool is this? Why would you invite everybody, Felicia, to come check this out?
You know what? The reality is that we are not designed to operate and live life alone. We're designed to be connected and enjoy one another. It is summer. Let's get outside and have fun together. So why not do it with For the Culture Kansas at Topeka Social, where we're going to have food trucks, we're going to have people vendoring, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun.
So some people can wander. It'll be kind of like an indoor-outdoor kind of thing
Absolutely.
because you're going to go out. The food trucks don't necessarily pull inside. That would be bad. So we can wander inside and outside to get all of that done. Final seconds. Shay, why would you suggest people go?
Come support local businesses, local talent. The festival is just about bringing the community together. We just invite you to come.
And it'll be a great time with these two ladies at the helm. You know it. Felicia, Shaylon, thank you so much. Appreciate you both. Should be a great event with a lot of great things in store with For the Culture Kansas. Definitely check out their website to see what they have going on. Okay, now we need to do a little shopping. So we know about the downtown Topeka Farmers Market. It happens on Saturdays during the summer. Complementing that, Evergy Plaza thought, what if we have a different sort of vendors market that could kind of complement what is going on at the downtown Topeka Farmers Market, bring more people downtown, have a little bit different focus every time that they're doing this. So July 25th, they are launching their first first ever monthly market over at Evergy Plaza. So Dylan Tyler with Evergy Plaza and India Yarborough with, with her PR firm, they talked about what they have planned for these Evergy Plaza monthly markets. Welcome to the two of you.
Thank you.
So you kind of got to talking and then trouble started brewing and that all led to something fun for everybody else to enjoy.
That's right.
That's pretty much the short story. Thanks for being here. Bye. No, just kidding.
No,
How did this actually
absolutely.
happen, India?
Well, you know, I will let Dylan chime in here, of course, but the Mother's Day market, you know, that was such a success back in May, and I think the Plaza just really wanted to build on that. And I had the privilege of getting to highlight some of the vendors on the spot via social media and stuff like that at the Mother's Day market. And so we're hoping to repeat some of that, highlight some local folks who are doing great things and have these amazing businesses. And so this series really builds on the Mother's Day market.
So what are the next ones in the series then?
So, I mean, they're all going to be themed differently. You know, our July one's going to be Splash and Shop. You know, our August one's going to be Back to School. You know, September is a good time to do the fall one. And of course, I know it's kind of mix and match with fall, but October, like October 24th, for like Halloween, you know, vendors can still bring a bunch of different kinds of products that are still different from fall to Halloween. And so we're just like, how can we make each one unique and fun and different and be more than just your average ride?
So are these always going to be second Saturday, second Sunday?
I wish it worked out that perfectly. So
Watch your social media.
yeah, check your social media, check the calendar, evergyplaza.com calendar. You know, it's like the last Saturday of this month, we went ahead and what really threw things off was we wanted to make sure the August one actually, instead of being the fourth Saturday, was before school started. So really it's all like the 4 Saturdays minus the August one, we moved to the 15th because we were like, we want to get the back to school in and give opportunities for vendors, but also, you know, an opportunity for families to really be able to come and take advantage of that market.
So does this mean July 25th?
Yes.
For Splash and Shop?
right.
And then what is the time frame?
It is 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You know, the plan is to have the vendors there ready to go. You know, the food trucks ready to go, the different kind of bakery vendors and all kinds of boutique style vendors and all kinds of stuff. But then, of course, the usual fun that I like to throw in there with the splash pad, but then we'll have other kids' activities, which will be announced social media, so keep your eyes open for that.
How does this complement, for example, the farmers market goes on kind of at the same time, but a little earlier for that. But how does it aim to complement rather than compete with the downtown farmers market and other farmers markets that go on Saturday mornings?
Well, I'll totally let Dylan chime in here too, but you know, I think more people downtown is a good thing. So when you've got people over at the market, and we experienced that with the Mother's Day market actually, there were so many people at the farmers market, but there were still, the plaza was packed at the same time. And so, you know, as we talk about supporting local and growing the activity downtown, you got to have all these things happening simultaneously to draw even more attention and more activity to the area.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great because you have, you know, the farmers market has their audience, and hopefully they continue to grow that audience, and we have ours. And the more that we be able to figure out a way to, you know, cross flow this traffic a little bit, I think is nothing but positive. I mean, you look at, you know, there are a few studies that you can find that anytime that you start combining different kind of merchants and markets, that they're going to end up crossing each other's paths in some way, shape, form, or another. So, you know, all the theories behind it seem pretty positive so far, and it's like, why would we not just take something and enhance it and make it better, especially with it being downtown and how much we care about all those vendors.
And we hope people wander between the two, you know? I mean, it's not, we're not in competition here, we're in cooperation.
Especially, well, now that they're over on Harrison, more the 700 block, I mean, it's a super short walk to get to the tube.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Any vendor news that you can share for July 25th? Who can we expect to see?
Dylan?
Well, you know, so I haven't officially emailed the vendors, let them know, hey, this is the final list. We had a lot sign up, and we were super excited that was the case. But they'll find out tomorrow, tomorrow, who they are.
How many are you fitting in?
We're fitting in probably in the department of like 70 vendors. So,
whoa, that's a lot.
It's gonna be a lot, and in each one, and honestly, enough people have commented that let me know, like, hey, we're more interested in the fall one, so I know more are coming, right? And so the goal is to keep just expanding this and really making it a really cool thing.
And I was going to say, we were chatting right before too, and he said by the end of this week he's going to have the sign up for all 4 markets on the Evergy Plaza website. So, you know, if you can't make the July one, but you want to do the August one, or you want to do the October one, you can sign up for any of them.
Again, this Saturday, July 25th, just the first of these monthly markets. They are going to keep them going as we head into the fall months. So check that out. You'll want to check out these interviews and interviews with all of the guests that come through Eye on Northeast Kansas on our website, WIBW.com. Also, all of our digital platforms. So if you've got Roku, Fire, all of those things, look for the WIBW app. There's an Eye on Northeast Kansas section there. There is also a section on WIBW.com. For a little behind the scenes look, you can check out our studio selfies. Those are on my Facebook Facebook page, WIBW Melissa Bruner. So much fun happening around our area. I know you're having fun in your area too. Until next time, we'll see you on the Red Couch.